We've all had that moment while watching a TV show or movie, that moment where a scene or a song or a line of dialogue really gets under your skin or weaves its way into your soul and makes you say, wow. Well, our very own Rose had one of those moments while watching the final episodes of Netflix's hit drama Ozark and wanted to tell us about it. Rose, what do you got for us?
You guys, thank you for allowing me to get on a tiny little soapbox. Well, I'm probably going to make it big to talk about Ozark. It debuted its series finale recently, I want to say April 29th. I rewatched the entire series in anticipation of the finale. And when I tell you I hardly slept, it's not an exaggeration. Stayed up until about 4 in the morning, slept for a couple of hours, woke up at 6, brought my son to school, worked the day, and then started it all over again. I even listened to Jason Bateman's Smartless podcast that he has just so I can get bits of Marty Byrde throughout the day. And like, if there is a defining episode or scene that just embodies the great writing and performance of a show, season 4, episode 8 of Ozark is the one for me. Let's watch the clip, and then I'm going to take you guys on the deepest dive I think we've ever been on the show.
I'm good.
Sorry, I just wanted to say I really love your
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Anyway.
What you bumping?
Oh, nothing. Just stuff in the past.
There was a snitch on the block getting knocked. So hold your stash to the coke price drop. I know this crackhead who said she gotta smoke nice rock. And if
It always feels to me like he hates it and misses it all at once. And he's only 20.
You know, when I listen to that record, its projects are in Queens and you can kind of see Manhattan. And I've always thought it was so hopeful and cruel at the same time.
You ever wonder if he'd trade that record if it meant not having to go through all that?
And if you gotta ask a question, you should take it easy on the coffee.
Me? I never sleep.
Why not?
You know.
That's it. That's it right there. I hope you guys were paying attention because I'm about to break it down for you. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, here it goes. There are so many layers to this. First, I should note, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched, cover your ears right now. 3, 2, 1. Ruth is devastated in the scene because in the previous episode, she lost her cousin. He died. Somebody shot him, unfortunately, because of the company that he was keeping. So she is reeling from this death. And her cousin is the world to her because he represented everything that her family line potentially, like, he couldn't be. Like, he was hoped to just get out of the life of crime and poor decisions that led them on a dark path, right? So remember that. She's reeling from the death of her cousin. So after Killer Mike, by the way, that's Killer Mike making a cameo, who is part of the rap duo Run the Jewels, whose songs are also featured a lot on the series. But so after Killer Mike listens to the song and asks Ruth, why not? As in, like, why not? Why don't you sleep? Ruth responds, and it's an understanding between the both of them that the rest of Ruth's answer should be finished by the line in the song. Now, this episode features Nas's album Illmatic, the first episode to feature a full-length album, all these songs from an album, most of them that they could get the rights to. So they know, both of them have an understanding that she's listening to Nas's New York State of Mind. And when Ruth answers, it should be finished by a famous line in the song that she's listening to, which is, I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death. Like, there's so Many layers to this. Now, if you're just a casual viewer and the song is just playing in the background, you automatically know that she's devastated. You already know there's like something deep going on. Layer one, music is like, sorry, that was layer one. Layer two, sorry, I'm just so excited to talk about this with you guys. Okay, layer two, she doesn't want to be caught sleeping, right? She doesn't want to caught sleeping because oh my God, death is her cousin. Her cousin represents death. She wants to stay awake because if she sleeps, death is just emphasized to her. Like, that is Ruth. She doesn't want to sleep. She wants her cousin to be alive. But if she sleeps, then her cousin is just underlined by the song that is death. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay? You following me? That's the second layer. Okay? 3.
Give me the third layer.
There's more layers. 3. If you don't know the lyrics of the song, not just that one line, the entire lyric explains Ruth, and Killer Mike says it about, like looking far off, being stuck in one place and looking far off into the distance to New York. The opulence, the extravagance, and the riches are so close, but you're just stuck here. And it's like you can't go forward. Ruth, same thing. She's so close to the birds, the ones who are in control, calling all the shots. She wants to be in that position, but she can't. She's stuck. She's stuck. Like, there's just so many things. The episode is called Cousin of Death. The lyrics to the entire song are so poignant, but the fact that the writers added so many layers, and no matter where you sit in terms of knowledge of the song, of where you are in the episode, to the many, many deep things that are happening here, there's something for everyone and something that you have left to unpack. And I love the fact that if you know, you know. And if you don't, sure, you get it. But the weight of it by that one lyric that isn't even said in the entire episode is just adds such gravity and weight to it all that you feel her devastation by it, by that seemingly throwaway conversation that you might not take notice to. So anyways, that's my deep dive. I absolutely love it. If you missed it, I mean, you can go back, say Netflix, your voice remote. It's like, it's there for you to watch. I mean, first, what are your thoughts, guys? Did I enlighten you? Or you're like, Rose, get it together. This is crazy.
I mean, it doesn't surprise, like, people who don't know Rose. Like, Rose and I have like conversations dissecting Batman and Marvel series via text, like deep dives. So you like picking up on all this stuff is no surprise to me, and I'm very appreciative of smart writing, good performances, how music and writing and performances all weave together into moments like this. So I think it's pretty cool that you picked up on something that I would guarantee 99% of the people watching had no idea happened.
That's why she's the expert.
You guys, I am sweating talking to you about this because, and I spent a good 2 hours yesterday going over my points, my rights, my rewrites, because I wanted to try and get this into like the most concise manner. I don't know if I did a good job because I just have so much passion for this one scene. And like with the writers, they're fans of the music, and they hear the lyrics, and they just weaved it in so well. I mean, again, the fact that you don't even hear the lyric, sleep, I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death. But if you know, that's really what she wants to say. And the layers that just are brought into it are amazing. The writers, the performance, it's so, what's the word that's better than outstanding? Whatever it is, I can't think of it, but that's it. I mean, are there other shows or TVs and shows or movies that you guys can think of that affected you this way?
I mean, it's interesting because Audrey talked and I talked about Station 11 a few weeks ago on What to Watch Live, and she had like this really great way of saying that there are moments in that show that just like speak to your soul. And that's a show that did it. And I was thinking about this moment. Granted, it's not like quite as nuanced as you've described, but there's this moment in season 1, episode 6 of Pose, where I won't go into all the details, but Evan Peters goes to this character Angel, played by India Moore, goes to the adult club she works at in like this booth. And they've been having kind of this building, like sizzling romance, but they haven't really had that moment where he's like professed his love and vice versa. And he shows up at the booth that she's working at, and the door comes up over the window, and Whitesnake's "Is It Love" comes on, and just it reveals him, and it goes, "Is this love that I'm feeling?" And there's like the lighting is perfect, this like red light, and she puts her hand up on the glass, and he puts his hand on the glass, and I believe that's the way the episode ends. But it was just this perfect mixture of their performance, the music they chose, the reveal, the way they shot it, and also just the build up to that moment. That just like I remember, that's when I realized I loved Pose. Honestly, I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah,
And if
that
it was,
particular scene was beautifully done. I mean, there's like Ryan Murphy, hit or miss, whatever, with a lot of the stuff that he does, but that particular moment he just really nailed, and I think that's great. I think you get similar moments in Euphoria. I guess the first season of Euphoria was particularly good at this, where they just kind of perfectly combined music with the actual scene and what was going on. I think that one moment where Rue was, I think she's having a tripping at the party, and the room just kept turning around them, but the music that they were playing, I think, was Arc Patrol, Hex, and it was just brilliant. Everything about it was just right. It was giving you the vibe that you needed for that particular moment. And when you can lace all of those things with imagery and acting and sound, it's just like,
absolutely. It's like the writers and everybody behind the scenes to make a perfect episode, and those little nuances where you can continue to go back to peel back those layers of like the onion, so to speak, and find something new each time. I mean, it's just excellent writing, and that's a good show, and you can experience it and enjoy it on every single level. That's what really gets them. That's what gets me. That's what I deem like, that's what I'm going to spend my time on. My time is worth something. If I'm going to watch it, it better be good. And Ozark absolutely did it for me. So there's my deep dive.
perfect. And if you haven't watched it, watch it now. You can rewatch it. Just say what to watch into your voice, Ramon.